All right, no more tea. Will, do you want a beer? Yeah. Let's say, yeah, let's just say that these don't come out for anybody, right? Okay. Thank you, Dad, for these at Christmas. You really are the man. Cheers, Will. Thanks, brother. Yeah, man. This is Big Willie. So Will's the director, the filmographer. Is that the word? Filmographer. They'll be shooting these little episodes out, man. So, herb salad. This is fucking easy, again. Here, I've got some picked mint and some picked parsley. I have kind of pulled the stalks off. There might be a couple little bits in there, but I pulled the stalks off the parsley. It's a little bit different when you're eating it as a fresh ingredient than blended down into something, in my opinion. You're not going to pick up those notes. On the salad, you can get little bits of bitter notes in a what am I trying to say? In a stalk. Thanks, brother. I knew you were here for a reason. So, picked mint, picked parsley, handful of each. Yeah, that's all that's in there. This dish is going to be for two. You can probably eat half cauliflower each, right? So that's cool. Onion. Classic white onion. You can use shallot here. You probably could use red. So we're just going to peel this. Just trim the top off. If you are chopping onion has a little tip here and it has a little base here. What this base does is it acts as the root that holds all of these stems and petals together. If you take that out and you try and slice, they're going to kind of go everywhere. So that root is your anchor for nice solid slicing, and it keeps it all nice and kind of uniform. So as you can see, I've just taken the top off here and I'm just peeling back the first layers of skins. But that root's still on. Okay, so root's still on here. Just trim it up, give it a little tidy, you want everything fresh. I'd halve that again, and then we're just going to go down the onion, nice and fine. So these are forming into little beautiful petals. Okay, that's beautiful. So you see how these are all falling away now. If there is a root here if there is a bottom here that's got the root on, snip that off now, and then these will all start to fall apart, you see, yeah? You don't want to do it at the start because then everything's going to go all over. But you see I've got really beautiful, thin julienne slices. So I'm just going to put these into a bowl. And I'm just going to finish this other one here. So again, holding the knife. See a lot of people holding the knife too high and they're rocking. Get the weight of the knife, okay? And then nice tap cutting, this is called. Cool, so you've got your roots here, snip those off, and then these petals will come away. Beautiful little slices of onion, man. Now, I'm actually not a huge fan of raw onion. I feel that like sometimes it can be something that can like make or break a dish. You get a big bit of raw onion, you're like, ah, man, that's kind of taken just all the flavour that I had from something else. The way that you remedy that kind of rawness is by just cold water, yeah? So let these beautiful little petals soak. That's going to take a little bit of the harshness away. Give them a little toss up. And it will kind of soften as well. So we're going to dress this later, but picked parsley, picked mint. You've got some sliced julienne onion. We're going to mix that together with a little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of lemon. Really beautiful, simple. Might put a little touch of balsamic in there as well, and then we'll go from there. This half a lemon, I don't care what you do with it. All right, cool. What did I say? Micah! Right, so it's about time to baste the, don't interrupt again, brother, right? It's about time we baste the cauli, man. So it's had 18 minutes, 18, 20. Yeah, beauty, man. So, look at that. So the butter's starting to froth here. These leaves are starting to crisp as well, which is beautiful. This is a new oven, so I might just drop that heat down just a touch. Some ovens can be a little bit stronger than others. I can see that it's just maybe just going a little touch too far. So I've got it at 180 on my oven. If you feel that after 20 minutes it's going a little bit too fast, just drop it down. So I want to drop it down to 170 now, all right. So, like you would a beautiful piece of meat, we're gonna move this to the edge, okay? And we're gonna tilt and we're gonna just baste and just treat it with some love, yeah? And don't rush this. This is the time that you wanna be spending on. This is what's gonna make this dish go from like 0 to 100, man, yeah? So move it in all angles, and all of this that will come a little bit closer, man. You see how that's just hitting every single crevice there, man. So all this zataar is working as well. Zataar, sorry about my disgusting accent. All of those flavours, man, and we're just reintroducing it back in. We're reintroducing it back in, reintroducing it back in. So in theory, you've just seen that slip all the way down. This is going to be down to here now, and everything's getting a little bit softer, a little bit more beautiful, right? As I say, you're kind of in charge of this cooking. There isn't a perfect time to pull this piece of cauliflower out. This is going to be different than the cauliflower that I used last week when I tested this recipe. This takes 40 minutes, it takes 40 minutes. What you're looking for is some crisp charred leaves that a knife can slip through the bottom, which we'll show you, probably after 40 now. And that this has got a little touch of a crust on top, so it's getting that roasted flavour. All right, so we're going to pop this back in for another 20, which is going to take us up to 40 minutes. All right.
Oh my God, look at that.
Right, lovely. So, crispy capers, man. I love textural eating. I think it's actually the thing when you eat food which excites you the most. Like crunchy bread and a soft dip, and I just think it's really exciting. So we can do that really easy. What I've tried to do with this recipe is reintroduce everything back in. Herb salad with the same ingredients that you did with the pesto. Capers that we can reintroduce back in as a topping. So I'm just trying to basically say you don't need to go to the supermarket and spend something else on a salad and something else on the cauli and something else there. We'll reintroduce it back, all right? So cast iron, doesn't need to be a cast iron. I love these pans. The reason is they hold the heat really well, quite high lip, and they look cool as fuck, right? So we're gonna turn that onto a medium heat, let that sit up. So we've just got some butter. So we're gonna go for a tablespoon of butter into the pan. That's all you're gonna need. And then just let that sit down then. Let that sit down, let that start to melt. Cool, man. So that's gonna slowly just start getting a little bit frothy, a little bit sexy. So these capers, they don't need seasoning. They're salty. Capers are a berry. And they've naturally got a salty, briny, they're just outrageous. So you don't need to be adding salt to this. The butter's unsalted, okay? So as you can see here, Will, they've got this beautiful little skin, and there you see they've got the little stems there, so they're actually a berry. So what's going to happen is we're going to fry these, and all of these are going to kind of pop, and the inside are going to become really nice and crispy, and that's going to be our little topping for on top. We're going to mix those with a couple of walnuts at the end and add those. Cool, man. So butter's working now. Move that around the pan. The reason you do that is it's just going to hit the different sort of heat areas of the pan and start to melt down a little bit quicker. Okay, cool. So try and drain these off. It's not going to crisp up, it's sitting in water. So we're going to go for 2 tablespoons. Again, drain. A lot of people, when they're frying something, they're like fucking moving shit all the time. Just let it do its thing. It's not going to get a skin or get crispy if you're continually moving that off the heat, okay? So just have it in the back of your mind. Sit there for a minute, let it get crispy. Then we can have a little bit of a shake. Don't be too keen to just be continually moving that pan. Also, what my wife always does, stuff looks like it's too hot, turn it down or remove it off the heat. It's that simple. Yeah, it doesn't need to be a panic. So that's sitting there really, but I'm just gonna drop that down a touch again. I feel like that's going a touch too far, and we're just gonna leave it there for a minute. All right. Right, so I've just taken these off. What I've done is I've just thrown a little bit of smashed garlic in there. So all that heat there is gonna slowly start to infuse those capers, right? So they're all crispy now. Can anybody hear my dog barking? Maggie, man. Not best pleased. Will's bought weird lights here. Okay, so crispy capers. That's a beautiful little topping. Let's see where we are, man, right? Homemade walnut and caper pesto. We've reintroduced those capers by getting them nice and crispy, adding a little bit of garlic that's infused it. Picked salad, sliced onion, we're going to dress at the table together, and we've got the cauli chili. So we're kind of there, drinking Carlin. Guilty, yeah? So in about 10 minutes, we're going to try and bring everything together, test that cauli, see what it's feeling like, and then we'll be there. Come back in a bit. First Carlin, done. Let me get another one. Will you having another beer? So we're kind of coming to the end, man. It's gone really well. It's gone really smoothly. So as I said earlier, we've kind of gone step by step, process by process. What we're gonna do now is just have a real little quick dress of the salad and the onions. Sweet baby onion. Yeah, that's what we do. So we've got some tossed mint and some parsley in here. And then, as I said earlier, we've got this onion that's just been sitting in this water to take away a little bit of that kind of harshness, sometimes heat in onion as well. So, we're just gonna dress this through. Really, and again, this is so fucking simple, man. So simple. It's not supposed to be groundbreaking. Now, I'm gonna add two sorts of acidity to this. So I know I've been talking about different flavor profiles. Lemon and vinegar are very different. In my opinion, this gives you freshness and acidity, where vinegar gives you kind of high-end acidity. So I want to feel that freshness in a kind of herb salad. All right, so cheek of a lemon straight over, little glug of oil, touch of balsamic, and again, literally just a touch. We've already hit this with lemon. Just let it kiss that, and then more salt. Season everything. Okay. If you don't season your salad, don't watch anymore. Get out. So look, beautiful little tossed herb and onion salad. So that's just going to sit there for just a second. Don't dress this before like 5 minutes to plating, because it's going to wilt down those greens. It's going to make it a little bit sad without freshness. But we're kind of just getting everything ready for plating now. Okay. So what I have realised by doing this is my oven is a fucking bad boy oven. Respect, thank you, Bosch, thank you, respect. It's taken 40 minutes, man. It's a little bit of a smaller cauliflower. Those things are gonna happen. You might take an hour. If it's a different cauliflower, it's a different oven, these things happen. Heat is weird. So in about 4 minutes time, we're gonna take that out. We're gonna give it a last final baste, and we're gonna, yeah, man, we're gonna plate up. So just a few bits that we can do. I'm gonna serve this with just a couple of slices of lemon, just to finish. You just want that brightness. So for plating, you just swap out my knives. So if you just want to have a little look in here, Willie, you've got that pesto. It's kind of split here with just a little bit of oil, which is perfect, man. So this is for plating. Move this aside so you can see. So we're going to start with just a little bit of pesto on the bottom. Like I say, man, like this is for two people. This is date night. Like this, it's Wednesday today. Maybe we put it out on a Wednesday. You go and get your ingredients on a Thursday. You come home, you treat your wife, you treat your husband, and you come home. So that's a bed there of walnut and caper pesto. I'm just running my knife through these walnuts. Again, texture, texture, texture. Yeah, we're not just thinking about flavour profile, acidity, salt, earthiness. We're thinking about textural eating. So we can just add a little bit of walnuts on the bottom here, and we'll save a little bit for garnish on the top.
When you talk about that mouthfeel when you're making that pesto,
Yeah, man.
you can see the texture in the pesto.
Yeah, do you know, it's gonna wrap around that cauli, do you know what I mean? Like it's gonna coat that dish and make everything just more unctuous. Unctuous is a good word. I'm glad that I use that. Right, so I'm gonna bring out the cauli. I love that, right? So, yeah, Willie, come take this shot, man. Yeah, so look, roasty toasty. These leaves look a little bit like nothing, but trust me, you can like snap those off, dunk them into the pesto, and they'll be beautiful.
Is that like chicken?
Yeah, man, yeah, that's a shout. But again, it's just gonna require one final base. We shouldn't have done all of this hard work, steaming, roasting, to just let it sit there. So get a clean spoon. So just give this one final base, man.
Oh, you hear that crisp?
You like that? He likes it. So, butter basting. I'm going all into the root. I'm hitting it. It's sexy as fuck. It's got a beautiful crisp on top. Do you know what? We've done a lot of talking. We're gonna start plating now. Let's just fucking go for a slow-mo. Yeah? Okay. Wait. We share. Okay. There you have it, man. So that's a slow roast, butter roasted zataar whole cauliflower. Served with a walnut and caper pesto, crispy capers, chopped walnuts, and a herb and onion salad. All you got to do now is squeeze a lemon over it and enjoy. Respect, episode 1, more salt by Cop Cooks. Come back soon. Cheers!